Hey everyone! Welcome back to Learning English Practical, the podcast where we make learning English fun, real, and part of your everyday life. I'm Lily.
And I'm Ben. It's awesome to have you joining us today. Whether you're a new listener or you've been with us for a while, we've got something really valuable for you in this episode.
Let's kick things off with a quick question, Ben. What do you think is the one thing that can totally change your success, whether it's learning English, working out, or reaching any personal goal?
Good one. I'd say it's self-discipline. It's what keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears.
And to be honest, I've been struggling with that lately. I set some goals, but keeping myself consistent hasn't been easy.
Everyone faces that struggle. We start strong, but then life gets busy, distractions take over, and we lose momentum.
That's why today we're diving into self-discipline, what it really means and how to build it step by step.
You know what's funny? I keep saying, I'll start tomorrow every time I plan to exercise or study, but somehow tomorrow never comes.
We all do that. It's easy to get stuck in that loop of waiting for the perfect time.
I tell myself I'll go for a run after one more episode on Netflix, and then suddenly it's midnight.
The problem isn't that we don't want to improve. It's that staying disciplined feels tough when comfort is one click away.
That's why self-discipline matters so much. Without it, we end up procrastinating and losing sight of what we really want.
So today, we'll talk about simple ways to stop delaying things and finally stick to our goals, whether it's fitness or learning English. What are we actually going to cover today? Well, we'll talk about how to build real self-discipline, why it's so important for success, and how to stay motivated even when you don't feel like it.
Because discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do things, it's about creating a system that makes it easier to stay on track.
And the best part? We've prepared a free PDF guide for this episode. It includes key takeaways, short comprehension questions, and even grammar practice to help you use what you learned today.
That means listeners can not only understand the topic better, but also improve their English at the same time.
And later in the episode, our vocabulary expert, Charlotte, will join us for a short section where she breaks down some useful intermediate English words and phrases related to today's topic.
So stick around. By the end of this episode, you'll have both a stronger mindset and stronger English skills.
Learning and self-discipline go hand in hand. Let's get ready to build both.
Let's start with our first tip. Begin with tiny habits. You don't need to make massive changes right away. Small, consistent actions are the real secret to discipline.
Every January, I tell myself, this year I'll work out every single day. And by mid-month, I'm already tired, busy, or just unmotivated.
Big goals sound exciting, but they can burn you out fast. That's why starting small is so powerful. When you focus on tiny habits like 5 minutes of exercise or 5 minutes of English practice, it's easier to keep going.
It feels manageable. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. When I commit to a 5-minute English review before bed, I usually end up studying longer because I've already started.
That's the trick. Once you begin, momentum takes over. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says you should make habits so small that you can't say no to them.
It's not about doing a lot in one day, but doing a little every day. Over time, that small effort grows into real progress.
5 minutes today might not seem like much, but in a few weeks, it turns into hours of practice. Consistency beats intensity.
Couldn't have said it better. So start small, stay steady, and let those tiny habits shape your success, both in life and in learning English. All right, let's move on to our next tip. Focus on systems, not just goals.
Goals are like destinations. They tell you where you want to go. But systems are the daily actions that actually take you there. Without a system, a goal is just a wish.
I used to set huge goals like,
I'll become fluent in English this year, or I'll lose 10 kilos in 2 months. But then I'd get frustrated when I didn't see quick results.
Been there. I once decided to learn 20 new English words every day. I kept it up for a week, then completely burned out.
That's the thing. When we only focus on the outcome, it feels overwhelming. But when we focus on the process, it becomes doable.
For example, instead of saying, I'll study English for 2 hours every day, create a system like study 10 minutes after breakfast, review.
Those small actions are part of a system. And once that system becomes routine, you don't even have to think about it. It just happens automatically.
That's when discipline starts to feel natural instead of forced. You stop relying on motivation because your habits are already built into your day.
And that's such a powerful shift. When we focus on systems, we also learn to enjoy the journey instead of obsessing over the final result.
You start celebrating small wins, like finishing a short English lesson or remembering new words in conversation, because you know every step moves you forward.
So, if you're listening right now, think about this. What small system could you build today? Maybe it's 5 minutes of English practice before breakfast or keeping a vocabulary notebook on your desk. Once your system is in place, progress becomes automatic. You're no longer chasing success. You're following a path that naturally leads there.
Systems are like invisible engines that keep you moving forward even when motivation fades. All right, moving on to our third tip. Make your habits attractive. Because let's be honest, if something feels boring or painful, we won't stick to it for long.
When I first started exercising, I dreaded it. I saw it as a chore, something I had to do. But once I started listening to my favorite upbeat playlist while working out, everything changed. It became fun.
I used to feel the same way about studying English. Sitting with the grammar book felt so dull. But when I switched to watching funny English shows and YouTube videos, I found myself learning way faster without even realizing it.
That's the key. Connect your habit with something you enjoy. You can pair learning English with your favorite drink or reward yourself with a small treat after studying.
I like that. Study English, then snack. It sounds simple, but it really works. Psychologists call it positive reinforcement. When your brain links a good habit with a pleasant reward, it starts craving that activity more often.
You're basically training your brain to enjoy self-discipline. So instead of forcing yourself, you want to do it.
And it doesn't have to be big rewards. Even a short break, a walk, or watching a short video after finishing a study session can make a big difference.
So remember, discipline doesn't mean being strict or boring. It's about designing habits that feel good and sustainable.
When you make your habits enjoyable, staying consistent becomes easy. And that's when real progress begins.
Let's move on to our next tip. Design your environment for success. Your surroundings can either help you stay disciplined or completely derail your progress.
When my workspace is messy or filled with snacks, I get distracted within minutes. Suddenly, I'm cleaning, scrolling, or snacking instead of focusing.
That's why I've started setting up my space to make good habits easier. For example, I keep my notebook, pens, and English materials on my desk, always within reach. That way, I can start studying right away without excuses.
I've been doing something similar for exercise. I keep my running shoes right by the door and my workout clothes ready the night before. It's a small thing, but it removes friction, and that's the real secret.
If something is hard to start, your brain will try to avoid it. But if everything is ready and visible, you'll take action almost automatically.
So for our listeners, think about how you can make your environment work for you. Want to study English more often? Keep your books open on the table. Want to listen more? Add your favorite English podcast to your playlist.
And don't forget the people around you. Surround yourself with friends or communities that support your goals, maybe a study group or an online class.
That kind of environment makes discipline feel natural, not forced.
You don't need willpower every day when your surroundings are already pushing you in the right direction.
Now, let's talk about something people often forget: willpower and energy. Self-discipline isn't just about mindset, it's also about managing your energy wisely.
Willpower is like a battery. The more decisions you make during the day, the more it drains. That's why by evening, we often feel too tired to do anything productive.
I always tell myself I'll study English after dinner, but by that time, my brain just wants Netflix and snacks.
That's why it helps to schedule your most important habits, like studying or exercising, when your energy is at its highest. For most people, that's usually in the morning or early afternoon.
When I do my workout first thing in the morning, I don't have to think about it later. It's done before distractions hit.
Same with English practice. Even 10 focused minutes at your best time are more effective than forcing yourself when you're exhausted.
So don't just manage your time, manage your energy. That's how discipline becomes easier and more natural.
Another great way to stay disciplined is through accountability, having someone to check in with you.
Absolutely. When I work out alone, it's easy to skip a day. But when I have a workout buddy waiting for me, I show up. No excuses.
Same with learning English. If you have a study partner or even just a friend who asks, "Did you practice today?" it keeps you on track.
It's not about pressure, it's about support. When someone believes in your goals, it motivates you to keep going.
And the best part is, accountability makes the process more fun. You can share your wins, laugh about your struggles, and stay consistent together.
Discipline grows stronger when it's shared. So don't go it alone. Find your accountability partner and make progress together.
Before we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to review 10 useful English words and expressions we used in our conversation, so you can learn and remember them easily.
Perfect. Let's go through them one by one.
Number 1, discipline. It means the ability to control your behavior and do what's necessary even when you don't feel like it.
Number 2, procrastinate. That's when you delay doing something important, often for no good reason.
Number 3, habit. A habit is something you do regularly without thinking about it.
Number 4, motivation. The reason or drive that pushes you to take action.
Number 5, consistency. Doing something again and again over time. It's the secret to real progress.
Number 6, mindset. That's your way of thinking or your mental attitude.
Number 7, accountability. It means taking responsibility for your actions, especially when someone else checks your progress.
Number 8, willpower. Your mental strength to resist temptation and keep focused on your goals.
Number 9, comfort zone. The safe, familiar space where you feel at ease, but don't grow much.
And number 10, self-improvement. The process of becoming a better version of yourself step by step.
Great job. Now, if you're listening and thinking, I want to build better habits, learn English faster, and grow as a person, remember, it all starts with small actions every day.
Don't wait for the perfect time. Begin today, even if it's just 5 minutes of English practice. Progress happens when you stay consistent, not perfect.
Believe in yourself, because every effort counts. Keep learning, keep improving, and don't give up. Your future self will thank you.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends who also want to learn English and grow together.
And don't forget to follow us for more inspiring English lessons every week.
Thanks for listening to Learning English Practical, where language and life lessons meet.
Stay curious, stay confident, and keep practicing. See you in the next episode.